Hi there. Today we're embarking on a captivating journey as we step back in time to explore the legendary TV series Me-A-A's-H-E. I'm sure many of you hold fond memories of this classic show. Me-A-A-H is a timeless gem that has left an indelible mark on television history. Join us as we relive the magic, revisiting the series with the entire cast, then and now. We'll uncover the original identities and ages of the talented actors from the show and witness how they've transformed in the year 2023. So, without further ado, let's dive into the world of Me-A-S-High together. Alan Alda as Captain A. Benjamin Franklin Hawkeye, the iconic figure of the series, both as Captain Hawkeye Pierce and later as one of its key creative minds. Alan Alda remains a prominent name in the Hollywood landscape, even at the age of 87. Hawkeye stands as one of only 4 central characters to grace every season of Mass H, establishing Alda as one of the rare constants in the show's ensemble. It's worth noting that Alda's personal experience extends to military service during the Korean War. As the 4077th's most irreverent surgeon, he seamlessly blended impeccable comedic timing with moments of profound emotional acting, emblematic of the delicate equilibrium that elevated the show to greatness. By the time the series concluded, he had accumulated an astounding 25 Emmy Award nominations and 12 Golden Globe acknowledgments for his exceptional contributions. Subsequently, Alda embarked on a prolific journey in Hollywood, leaving his mark on major films such as Crimes and Misdemeanors and Bridge of Spies, as well as TV series like ER, The West Wing, and 30 Rock. In recent years, Alda has candidly shared his challenges in living with Parkinson's disease and has emerged as a prominent advocate for raising awareness about this condition. Nevertheless, his dedication to the craft remains unwavering, as evidenced by his remarkable performance in the 2019 Oscar-nominated film Marriage Story, starring Scarlett Johansson and Adam Driver. In that same year, Alda was honored with the Screen Actors Guild Life Achievement Award, commemorating his extensive career as an actor, writer, director, and producer. Wayne Rogers as Captain Bao, Trapper John McIntyre. For the initial 3 seasons of MASH, Wayne Rogers' portrayal of Trapper John established him as one of the esteemed physicians at the 4077, functioning as Hawkeye's enthusiastic partner in mischief. His affable, charming demeanor, coupled with a quick wit, significantly contributed to shaping the show's comedic essence, playing an integral role in defining its early years. From the outset, the on-screen chemistry between Rogers and Alan Alda was notably outstanding. Regrettably, Trapper's character development fell short of Rogers' aspirations, particularly once Alda's Hawkeye became immensely popular with the audience. Consequently, Rogers made the decision to bid adieu to the show in pursuit of fresh acting opportunities. His career remained consistently active, with notable stints, including a lead role as another doctor in the series House Calls, in addition to a multitude of guest appearances and television movie appearances. Beyond the realm of entertainment, Rogers embraced challenges in the world of investments, establishing himself as a well-regarded and highly successful investor, with ventures spanning from tech companies to real estate and even involvement with Kleinfeld Bridal, renowned for its association with Say Yes to the Dress. The balance approximates his final net worth at approximately $75 million. In 2015, Wayne Rogers passed away due to complications arising from pneumonia. Alan Alda expressed his sentiments on Twitter, highlighting Rogers as a smart, humorous, inquisitive, and dedicated individual. Alda recalled the profound commitment they both shared in giving their all to Mass H, a commitment that forged a lasting bond between them. And he concluded with a heartfelt acknowledgement of his deep affection for Wayne, expressing his profound sense of loss. Loretta Swit as Madge, Margaret Hot Lips, Houlihan. Among the quartet of stars who persevered throughout all 11 seasons of MASH, Loretta Swit assumed the role of head nurse, Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan, in the series. Her outstanding portrayal earned her 2 Emmy Awards, and she graced nearly every episode, trailing only Alda in total credits. While Houlihan's background as a self-proclaimed army brat initially cast her as an antagonist in the early seasons, Swit skillfully navigated a diverse array of emotionally charged storylines by the conclusion of MASH. Following the series' conclusion, Swit remained active in the realm of television, even lending her voice to characters in shows such as Batman, the Animated Series, and Cow and Chicken. At 84 years old, her presence in the entertainment industry may not be as pronounced, but her illustrious repertoire endures. Swit has fostered enduring relationships with several former Mass 8 co-stars, most notably Alan Alda and the late esteemed Harry Morgan, renowned for his portrayal of Colonel Sherman T. Potter during the show's final seasons. In addition to her contributions in acting, Swit has authored books centered on needlepoint and watercolor painting, and she has emerged as a seasoned advocate in the realm of animal rights. In 1989, Swit was rightfully honored with a star on the illustrious Hollywood Walk of Fame. The original Hot Lips, Sally Kellerman, who originated the character in the iconic 1970 Robert Altman film upon which the series is based, regrettably passed away in 2022. Jamie Farr as CPL, Maxwell Q. Klinger. One of the most iconic and memorable portrayals in MASH belongs to Jamie Farr, who brought to life the character of Corporal Maxwell Q. Klinger, a Lebanese-American known for his cross-dressing. Today, Klinger stands as one of the most intricate and thought-provoking aspects of the show, sparking extensive discussions regarding the character's underlying themes. Is Klinger's portrayal progressive, or does it harbor elements of homophobia? What remains undebatable is Klinger's genuine affection for wearing traditionally feminine attire, not solely as a means to secure a discharge and return home, but as a source of solace and delight in a world overshadowed by tragedy and loss. Similar to Swit, Jamie Farr has earned a coveted star on the esteemed Hollywood Walk of Fame and boasts a presence in every season of MASH. He even took the lead in the short-lived sequel series After MASH, a continuation that followed the journeys of Klinger, Harry Morgan's character Sherman T. Potter, and the late William Christopher's Father Mulcahy, the fourth and final character featured across all 11 seasons, after their return from the war. At the age of 88, Farr's active involvement in the entertainment industry may have lessened, yet his remarkable depiction of Klinger in MASH has eternally etched his name in the annals of television history. William Christopher as Father Francis Mulcahy. Father Francis Mulcahy, a character known for his mild-mannered demeanor, thoughtful disposition, compassion, and occasional moments of exasperation, held a special place in the 4077th's community, serving not only as its chaplain, but also as its emotional core. He injected humor into the show through memorable moments like the uproarious Father Mulcahy sound-alike contest in Movie Tonight, and his incredulous reaction to the unintended destruction of freshly harvested corn by an oblivious cook. However, he also contributed poignant, tear-inducing scenes and engaged in profound discussions about the realities of wear, solidifying his status as one of the most exceptional TV priests in history. William Christopher reprised his role as Father Mulcahy in the show's spin-off, After MASH, where his association with the character remained robust. Subsequently, he frequently portrayed priests and chaplains in various roles. His final on-screen appearance was as Father Tobias in the soap opera Days of Our Lives. Beyond his acting career, Christopher dedicated years to advocating for children with autism and their families, drawing from his personal experience raising an autistic son. In 2012, he passed away from cancer, leaving a lasting legacy in the hearts of his former co-stars. Loretta Swit fittingly remarked, "It was the most perfect casting ever known." And Alda echoed the sentiment, emphasizing, "His kind strength, his grace, and gentle humor weren't acted. They were Bill." Harry Morgan as Cole Sherman T. Potter. Prior to portraying the fatherly and down-to-earth Colonel Sherman Potter on Mace H., Harry Morgan made a memorable appearance as the unhinged General Steele in the comedic episode The General Flipped at Dawn. This performance left such an impression that the show had to bring him back, as explained by Jamie Farr to NPR, attributing it to Harry Morgan's remarkable comedic talents. Morgan's portrayal as Colonel Potter endeared him to the audience, providing a steady anchor for the other characters from Season 4 until the series finale. Although Harry Morgan enjoyed a lengthy and diverse career, his time on MASH held a special significance in his heart. According to Reuters, he once reflected, "I don't know if MASH made me a better actor, but I know it made me a better human being." He gladly reprised the role in the spin-off series After MASH. Even as he approached the later stages of his career, marked by several decades of noteworthy work before Mass H first aired, he continued to make guest appearances in various shows, from The Simpsons to Murder, She Wrote. Harry Morgan passed away peacefully while in hospice care at the age of 96, and his MASH colleagues maintained close bonds with him until the end. Alda affectionately described Morgan as someone who did not have an unadorable bone in his body, and Mike Farrell fondly regarded him as a treasure of a person. Gary Burghoff as CPL, Walter Radar O'Reilly. Few characters from MASH are as adored as Corporal Walter Radar O'Reilly, brilliantly portrayed by Gary Burghoff. An exceptional feat, Burghoff is the sole actor to depict the same character in both the 1970 MASH film and the subsequent TV series, and his return was well justified. Radar's endearing and frequently overwhelmed persona is a cornerstone of the show throughout his 8-season presence, and envisioning anyone else in the role is a challenge. For 7 consecutive years, Burghoff received Emmy Award nominations for his portrayal of Radar, ultimately winning the award in 1977. Gary Burghoff later revisited his iconic role as Radar in guest appearances on After MASH and in the TV special Walter, initially conceived as a pilot for a separate spin-off series. Following the conclusion of Mask, he remained active in the television industry, engaging in a variety of roles, including spokesperson positions and game show appearances. Beyond his acting career, Burghoff is an accomplished drummer and an inventor with multiple patented inventions to his credit. At the age of 79, he has retired from acting, but his enduring legacy as Radar will continue to resonate for generations. Mike Farrell as Captain B.J. Honeycutt. Following Wayne Rogers' departure from MASH between its 3rd and 4th seasons, where his trapper John McIntyre character left, fans might have understandably felt some trepidation about his replacement. McLean Stevenson's Henry Blake, the original commanding officer of the 40th 77th, was also written out of the show at the end of Season 3, leaving behind significant roles to be filled. Fortunately, the task was capably undertaken by Harry Morgan as the new commanding officer and Mike Farrell as Hawkeye's new colleague, Captain B.J. Honeycutt. Beyond his prominent on-screen career, Mike Farrell is equally renowned behind the scenes in Hollywood. His extensive repertoire includes work as a writer, director, producer, and several years of service as vice president of the Screen Actors Guild in the early 2000s. However, his most noteworthy contributions extend to the realm of activism, where Farrell has been a long-standing advocate for various causes such as global human rights, animal rights, and the abolition of the death penalty. At 84 years of age, he remained active on screen, with a 2019 role as a judge on NCIS and appearances in contemporary series like Supernatural and American Crime Story. Remarkably, his portrayal of BJ earned an Emmy Award nomination in 1980, even though he ultimately lost to his fellow cast member, Harry Morgan. Kelly Nakahara as Lady Kelly Yamato, RN. The majority of the nurses in Meishage rarely had extensive interaction with the main cast, especially not across multiple episodes and seasons. However, Kelly Nakahara's portrayal of Nurse Kelly stood out as a notable exception, thanks to her effervescent charisma that couldn't be confined to the background. Her journey from being an extra to a prominent role was marked by both her tenacity and the sheer delight she brought to the screen. In an NPR interview, Nakahara mentioned how she intentionally positioned herself in the background of scenes, but her charm was so infectious that the writers couldn't resist giving her opportunities to essentially be herself. This role made Kelly Nakahara significant to countless viewers. She revealed, "I still get mail," and shared how people approached her, expressing that she was their first Asian role model depicted not as an Asian stereotype, but as a genuine person. Nakahara's acting career continued until 2000, including a memorable role as the cook in Clue. Afterward, she shifted her focus to watercolor painting and became deeply engaged in her local art community. Her passing in 2020 due to cancer prompted a heartfelt tribute from Alda, who described her as adorable and brilliant in the part of Kelly, and emphasized her exceptional qualities as a person, noting her warmth, humor, and kindness. David Ogden Stiers as Maj Charles Winchester. Major Charles Emerson Winchester III, an exceptionally skilled surgeon and a highly snobbish Boston aristocrat, was a triumph in the Masses H strategy of introducing new characters with contrasting qualities. In the role of Winchester, David Ogden Stiers, in collaboration with the writers, portrayed a character of great depth. Despite his haughtiness and condescension, Winchester possessed genuine talents and a true sense of compassion, even if he attempted to conceal it beneath his facade. David Ogden. Stiers enjoyed a long and illustrious career, not limited to acting. He was also a proficient conductor. He is perhaps best known as the iconic voice of Cogsworth in Disney's 1991 classic Beauty and the Beast. Stiers lent his vocal talents to several other Disney films, including Pocahontas, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and Lilo and Stitch. However, there is a bittersweet aspect to his Disney voice work, as it played a role in his decision to remain closeted for much of his life, fearing that Disney might not want to collaborate with an openly gay actor. In 2009, he came out publicly, expressing a desire to spend the twilight of his life being his authentic self. David Ogden Stiers passed away in 2018 due to bladder cancer. Alda fondly remembered Stiers on Twitter, recalling how he used to skateboard to work before transforming into his well-mannered character, and addressing Stiers directly, he emphasized his gentleness, kindness, and mischievous sense of humor, concluding with a heartfelt expression of love for the late actor. Larry Linville as May Frank Burns. Frank Burns, sometimes affectionately referred to as Ferret Face by his colleagues, is the kind of TV character we all love to despise. Incompetent, bigoted, pitiful, hypocritical, status-obsessed, and perpetually eager to ruin everyone else's enjoyment, Frank embodies the epitome of awfulness and comedic brilliance. Week after week, Larry Linville, described by co-star Gary Burghoff as the complete opposite of his character, masterfully crafted Frank into a unique blend of insufferable and entertaining. As Linville himself explained to the Philadelphia Inquirer via MeTV, "I pulled out every box in my head marked nerd, moron, and slime. The result was a character whose distinctive giggle alone should be studied in acting classes." However, Linville eventually felt that Frank, whose character was too firmly entrenched as a twerp to undergo significant development, had reached the end of his journey. At the conclusion of Season 5, he made the decision to bid farewell to the role. Following his time on MASH, Linville accumulated a wealth of guest appearances on shows like The Love Boat and Murder, She Wrote. While Frank remained his most iconic on-screen portrayal, Linville also enjoyed a successful theater career that encompassed multiple performances on Broadway. Tragically, in 2000, Linville passed away from pneumonia, a condition compounded by his long-standing battle with cancer and related surgery. His manager, Barry Greenberg, shared with the Los Angeles Times, "He was wonderfully refreshing and irreverent, but always a very talented and professional guy. He took this cancer thing better than anyone I've ever seen." Jeff Maxwell as Igor Straminski, another beloved supporting character on MASH, who enjoyed a lengthy tenure on the show, was Private Igor Straminski, portrayed for the most part by Jeff Maxwell. Igor and Rizzo both filled similar roles in the series, often serving as comic foils, tied to different aspects of the camp's operations. Rizzo was associated with the motor pool, while Igor's domain was the mess tent, where he dished out food that frequently became the subject of humor and jest from the main cast. Many years after the show concluded, Maxwell authored his own cookbook inspired by the series, aptly titled Secrets of the MASH Mess: The Lost Recipes of Private Igor. He continued his work in television in the years that followed, Mass A.H., even taking on the role of hosting the game show Shoppers Casino in the late 80s. In the present day, Maxwell dedicates his professional efforts to discussing the iconic show that brought him fame through the podcast MASH Matters, which he co-hosts alongside writer Ryan Patrick. The podcast offers a wide array of thematic explorations, behind-the-scenes insights, and interviews with various individuals who contributed to the making of MASH. McLean Stevenson as Lotte Cole, Henry Blake. Television has perfected the art of delivering shocking character deaths, yet few have left as profound an impact as the passing of Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake. McLean Stevenson's endearing and bumbling portrayal of Blake, a skilled doctor but an incredibly and amusingly inept commanding officer, made him one of the most cherished characters in MASH. Blake's farewell episode, Abyssinia Henry, stands out as an exceptional installment, but its emotional punch is especially powerful because Stevenson dedicated 3 years to crafting a character who was both funny and deeply flawed, ultimately endearing. Stevenson had hoped to transition from his supporting role on MASH to lead roles in other projects, but his career move didn't unfold as he had anticipated. Reflecting on this, he candidly remarked to the Baltimore Sun, "I made the mistake of believing that people were enamored of McLean Stevenson when the person they were enamored of was Henry Blake." Consequently, he spent years bouncing between pilot episodes, guest appearances, and short-lived sitcoms, never quite finding the role that resonated with him. In 1996, Stevenson passed away from a heart attack. Gary Burghoff, whose character Radar O'Reilly had served as Henry's devoted and highly competent clerk, conveyed his deep sense of loss to Deseret News, saying, "My personal grief is compounded 1,000-fold by the profound impact this kind and funny gentleman had on everyone who knew him." While we may have wished for the opportunity to see more of Stevenson's work over the years, his portrayal of Henry will undoubtedly endure in the hearts of fans. Roy Goldman as Roy. Roy Goldman's character, who coincidentally shared his name, played a significant background role in MASH. As an amiable corpsman and orderly, he contributed to the show's authenticity, making viewers sense the genuine atmosphere of the 4077. Even though he received official credit only about half the time, he managed to appear in 67 episodes. Furthermore, he left an enduring mark on the show's continuity by coining the name for Jeff Maxwell's character, Igor. Prior to his stint on MASH, Goldman had a role in Hogan's Heroes, another uncredited background position. Following the conclusion of MASH, he retired from acting, with his final performance occurring in Mel Brooks' 1983 remake of To Be or Not to Be. In 2009, Roy Goldman passed away, and it was Jeff Maxwell, known for his role as Igor, who reached out to Mass H enthusiasts to share the sad news. Maxwell expressed, "He was one of the funniest, nicest people on the planet, and I will miss him dearly." As we've journeyed through the lives and careers of the remarkable MASH cast, it's evident that their impact extends beyond the iconic show. From their time in the 47th and 7th to their later endeavors, each actor brought a unique charm and talent that continues to resonate with fans. Though the show may have concluded in 1983, the legacy of MASH and its unforgettable cast lives on, reminding us of the enduring power of storytelling and the enduring love for these beloved characters.